Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Top story for me today, Aubrey, was Balotelli's been linked with a move to Lupa Castelli.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
So there's some serious seaside.
Yeah, I thought he was a character in Godfather.
Well, it does sound like it, doesn't it? Yeah. So, serious seaside, looking to get Balotelli on loan. What are your thoughts on that?
It's insane, isn't it? It's obviously Lupa Castelli to put them in the press. So maybe that's just what they've done. You've seen some mad shit in the past, like with like Scunthorpe and teams bringing like they took Gaza or a lower league team took Gaza in.
Everton, that was.
And yeah, oh yeah, it was. No, but you know, and you've got like Edgar Davids went somewhere last year, didn't he? Lower league, trying to get the gates through, and it never works. And also, it's normally a player who's a lot older and towards the end of his career than Balotelli is. It's quite sad. Like I don't think it's sad for everyone involved, apart from them. If they do get him, you know, Balotelli, he's got loads of potential. He doesn't seem to be able to capitalise on that, but he's better than that, surely. And also, if that's the market value, we're not like if people are
not getting any money for him.
People are working out in their head. You know, we'll sell Barini and Balotelli and Lambert, and we've recruited 40 million there.
No, it's not happening. So there's an interesting article actually on Mario Balotelli by some woman at The Guardian, Amy Lawrence, her name was actually, well I remember. They're interesting. Did you read the article?
I didn't.
No. Fucking sent the link, for Christ's sakes. What was the point of me sending the link? It was even a clickable link. I inserted hyperlink.
You did, yeah. You're a slave driver though?
Fuck off. You have to click a link. Jesus Christ. So Steve, did you read the article, mate?
No.
No, fucking brilliant. Fantastic. So I'll summarise what this article said, basically, for the people in the studio as opposed to the people who are watching the video.
Put the clickable link for them, they can do it, yeah.
No, you'll be doing that. Right. So, this woman was basically talking about how it is basically sad that Balotelli has come to this, and, you know, it's not always why always me, but why isn't it me anymore type of thing, because, you know, we should be talking about Mario Balotelli, Steve. He's 25 years old. He's coming to the prime of his career, yet things have conspired and it's generally him, and for some reason we're not seeing the best of him.
Yeah, it's mad. I always go back to I think it was Euro 2012, I think, when he was just outstanding, leading the line for Italy on his own, and you thought
he scored 2 in the semis, didn't he?
He all tournament, Chris, he was unbelievable. And afterwards I thought, right, it's clicked, he's got it. It was 3 years ago now, so he must have been 22, and you're thinking, right, there he goes, he's ready for it. And for whatever reason, and I think it's partly down to him. I think it's partly the type of man he is in terms of his character. And I don't mean that sometimes as a negative. I think he is just a very chilled, laid-back kind of guy, and he's kind of very easy-going, fun-loving, which is fine for him. But I think he hasn't got the... I think he wants to succeed, and you can tell he's desperate to at times. And like, for example, in the semi-final, he looked like he really give a shit. But at other times, it just looks like he's sound with life. I'm alright, you know, I'm fine, and it doesn't really drive him on. And like Orb said, he's got all the talent in the world. He's got everything you want in a footballer, but it just doesn't. It never ever develops, does it? Into, and I do feel that he's going to be another one of these players, like you mentioned, who you just think, what could have been? You know what I mean? What for his, not just for Liverpool, for his whole career, because wherever he's gone, he's been all right, but he's never took that step to being a world great, you know, top class player, which he should be. And like I say, for whatever reasons they are, it's hard to say, isn't it? But you've got to think it's more in his head than it is in his ability, because he's clearly got it.
Yeah. So I suppose following on from that, Mark, is that Steve raises a good point there about Balotelli, and for me, I think what Steve was trying to get at is that he hasn't got that mean streak to make him succeed, as he like a Luis Suarez does. Yeah. Do you think he'll ever get that in his game, or do you think it's too late for him now?
Well, what everyone's alluding to is the fact that he could. He's always promised to be a thunder cunt of a striker. There's been glimpses of it, but the managers that have washed their hands with him, like Mourinho, Mancini, have all gone, nah, he's unmanageable. And I think Rodgers thought, fuck it, let's give it a go. And personally, I thought last season that he would get that push over the line. I still think somewhere he could, but that's just that is an insult to him to get this Serie C side or whatever. So if he goes there, he's going to be dwindling down those kind of leagues for the rest of his career. And he's not. He's above that level. He's well above that level. It's a case of him. I think now that the spotlight has come off him, and everyone just thinks he's a pile of shit now, that's the best opportunity for him to build his career back up to what, not only to what people thought he could be, but actually achieve that, like push himself across that line.
Okay, well, I've got a question for all of you then, I suppose, is that Antonio Conte now has basically just sacked Balotelli off from the Italian national side. We've got the Euros coming up next summer. He'll obviously want to be getting into that side. Does Balotelli want to be playing in Italy? Because he's had some trouble there in the past, you know, with racist chants and stuff like that. I don't feel that Balotelli would want to go back there because that league is rife with it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, is that something that you think he'd put himself through now?
I don't think he would. I think the statement you were saying, and like kind of the attitude and the opinion he's got, he's happy with his life because ultimately, if it all ended tomorrow, he's a 25-year-old multi-millionaire. So it's not a bad life, it's not a bad choice to have. Now he'll probably look back in 50 years' time and look back at that and go, oh shit, if I'd called it quits then, I possibly went unfulfilled and could have done more. But I don't think he wants to go back to Italy. You know, he's tried both Milan clubs. They didn't like him. And I think that's part of where his aggro and where his psychological profile of it not quite working has come from. He domined the youth team for Inter when he was coming through. He was amazing and he still booed him. He'd come off the bench at like 16, 17, score, and he'd boo him because of his race. And you know, the whole you're Ghanaian, not Italian, and he said, no, I'm Italian and you can choose me to be that or not. It's definitely played a part of him. I don't think he's going to want to go back to Italy anyway. It'd have been a struggle to get him to sign for a top Italian team. To go to a lower league one, I think he could down tools and become our version of Winston Bogarde, couldn't he? You know, how long's his contract? He sits on our bench and he just doesn't ever play for us again. So that's negative for us. I don't know. I think also from a Liverpool point of view, there's no benefit in us sending him there. We might as well have him around. Because they're not going to pay his wages. So it'll be a loan deal where they pay 10%, 20% of his wages at most. So we're still paying someone's wages to go and play it. He's not going to... he's not going to improve. And even if he goes there and he scores 50 goals, everyone's just going to go, it's Serie C. So we get no benefit from that. If that's the best, if we're sending it out to agents and no one else is offering them anything, we might as well keep him around. And, you know, 2 broken legs in the squad and he could end up being part of the team again.
If Liverpool really want him gone, which I think they do on his agents, there'll be a club in the Premier League who'd take him. There'll be
Who would that be then?
Anyone in the bottom 10, I reckon, would take a punt on him if they had the resource to do it. So, like, say if it was a loan deal, kind of like what we've done with West Ham when we got rid of Joe Cole and
Carroll.
Sorry, it's more Carroll. We sent Joe Cole to France, didn't we? We'll pay half his wages, and it's less hassle. You can have him, and
let's see if we can get 10 million.
And let's see if he plays well. We might get a bit of dough for him in the summer. We might get 5 to 8 million for him in the summer. And
Watford are owned by Italians, aren't they?
They'd all take him. So every team 10 down would take him. I think they just would. I think that's what they would do. So it's whether he wants to go. That's the issue. And he might be happy. Like I say, he might be happy and go to Anfield every day, Melwood every day, and doing what he does. So I know it's hard to go into it because he's had like a tough upbringing. I think everyone knows he had a really bad upbringing, and I think because he come through it, like I say, he's sound now. He's really sound to I don't know, like, so for example, if you've been through that much crap in your life and it's all fixed, then why would you break your balls to chase a ball, or why would you? Because you've seen shit and you come through and you're happy with where you are. So for him personally, whether it's with us or not, listen, I'd be delighted if next season Mario Balotelli played for Liverpool and was great. Fantastic, but my issue is I don't think he can do it. I don't think it's there for him, and I don't think he's going to get enough games now. We've got 2 strikers definitely if we're fit ahead of him. Origi's probably Ings is I don't know. So where's he going to play? So you might as well say to him, listen, Mario, you know, thanks, it didn't work out. I think we both agreed it didn't work out. Let's try and move on and hope. I say that Serie C thing's just it's a publicity stunt for them, but there will be teams who will still take a chance because
we did last summer.
Good players, there's good strikers are hard to find. Goal scorers in the league are hard to find, and if Mario Balotelli could go to a Watford, a Bournemouth, he's probably better than that. Even a Newcastle, a Villa, and score 10 goals, that could keep them in the league, and that's worth them taking that punt on. And if it goes tits up, they've had a season-long gamble where they can send them back to us again.
It'd still be an exciting signing for them as well. You know, if you're a Norwich fan, if you're a Leicester, even like Villa, you know, you bring Mario Balotelli in, and the fans would get excited. He'd sell shirts. You know, we're scrutinising it from the position of being Liverpool fans who saw him for the whole season last year. There's people who didn't watch a lot of us last year who will be going, well, that's just Brendan Rodgers didn't know how to get the best out of him.
Now, can't you? Exactly that is that people go, Liverpool don't know how to play with that type of striker. Yeah. So we do. So why don't we take a punt on him? But the thing is, there is no one there to take a punt on him. He must have been shipped around to everyone, I reckon, this summer, and no one's taken a chance yet. That's enough on Balotelli anyway. I'm bored of talking about him. There we go then. Paul's phoned up from his holiday and asked me to cut you off there. So hashtag knobhead Paul, please. And don't forget to tweet at the Redmen TV with that one. We loved the show this week, actually. It was really nice not to have Paul with us, giving us his views, because it was nice for a change. You know, we had actual 4 people's views on the show instead of just 1. Other things we discussed was Mark Lawrenson talking about Liverpool and how undercooked they are in pre-season. We had a little bit of a game where we discussed what natural disaster do you think would really make football better, and what would you use if you had one natural disaster as a play during the game. We also discussed Coutinho and Chan in the under-21s, the game against Malaysia 11, of course, and the goals to game special, where we assign goals to each player in the squad, how many we think they'd score in the Premier League this season, and therefore worked out how many Liverpool are going to score, and hopefully where we're going to finish because of that. It got a little bit ridiculous. Aubrey's first draft was around about 166 goals, so we had to rein him in a little bit. But anyway, we'll link to the video at the end of this in the annotations. It's redmentv.com. It's £2 a month, and it's free for the first month. What natural disaster would you use? Monsoon obviously is quite a good one, but it hinders both of you.
I'm taking a hurricane, but from behind my goal.
Yeah,
so towards their goal.
Yeah.
So because Mignolet can't kick.
The wind.
So it might get
wind assisted Mignolet goal.
It's going out for a throw in. It comes back round and it lobs whoever.
Because he can't kick it to the halfway line, it might be able to at least get it to their box. So if the wind's behind him and he just pings it, because usually it falls on the D, so it can just fly, couldn't it? It might even get round their box and something might happen.